SABC News reporter Sentleeng Lehihi joins us live now from Stilfontein to give us the latest update on the situation. Sentleeng, a very good afternoon to you. So what is the latest now? How are those rescue efforts continuing there at Stilfontein?
Good afternoon to you and our viewers. Indeed, slow progress here as rescue initiatives continue in earnest. We have counted so far for today at least 2 suspected illegal mine workers who have resurfaced through assistance of the volunteers here. You'll recall that this is the very site where we've seen quite a number of suspected illegal miners, including the decomposed body of another suspected illegal miner emerging here. We have heard word from the volunteers about, the need for extended assistance. We've heard commitment from government to actually look into roping in mine rescue personnel with the requisite skills to do this dangerous task. But let's just get word from some of the relatives of those who have been underground or are still underground to hear how and why they joined these rescue initiatives and volunteered in this mission. Ndate, I understand that your relatives, you are very worried as the weeks progressed. They were underground. You seem to believe that you being here is very important to assist many other families like yourself.
And total to us in Bulele. And Nobega cool. If family members to the Pumil Mkotin. And Jimmy Pumil and the Fununetis are food, Kupa Nabanya Band. Ben got and you are reading over some cotin, he didn't call and do banning about a pillow on your door. Go away, be filled when Funamatambo up. Got and go by appeal. Bobabin.
Umsebenzi onuyenzayo la unzima baba. Nisebenza kakhulu but izinto enizibona ziya traumatize nikhona kanjani nidinga usizo onjani?
Uncedo salidinga lona sisi because lo msebenzi siwenzayo unzima nyanya ngoba sibona nabantu abafileyo. Uyayibona izidumbu ezizisikuphileyo emkotini. Ngamanye amaxesha kubanzima nolala sisi. Ungazi noba ubhuti wakho uyaphila okanye ufile kodwa ngoku sisancenga into yokubana kuphume nezinye family members injalo sisi and iPPE siyidinga yona nyani because igloves asinazo nemask yabona sizo sidingekayo kakhulu.
He's describing to us there, the challenges and harsh reality that they face in these operations. He had relatives who had gone underground as per usual, and he was very concerned, unable to come to terms with not knowing where could they be and what is their fate. But he's glad that through their efforts, 2 of his relatives have re-emerged. But he says that he's going to continue joining these efforts because they believe that there are plenty more who need the very same type of assistance that was given to his relative. He's also bemoaning, the treacherous conditions, the need for, equipment and personal protective clothing. They have to pull these ropes by hand. You can only imagine dragging a heavy body by hand. But I'm going to take this opportunity to actually speak to one of the suspected illegal mine workers. This man has been underground. He re-emerged in this past week. The tale he has told me is remarkable and unbelievable. Let's hear from him when he decided to go underground, how the condition has been for him, and what he's hoping for in terms of assistance for others who remain underground. Ntate, I know that it's very difficult for you to be here with me today, but I need you to tell us your experience, the situation that is still unfolding. Ufike nini underground? Bowe kwenzani laphaya? Impilo injani laphaya?
Yeah. Oh, good afternoon for everyone. Ndingomnye wabanye abasuka underground. Ndiye ndazifumana ndiphansi komhlaba kwinyanga yesithathu. Ukusukela kulezi nyanga sisuka kuzo ngo-August until ngoku. Ngenxa yesimo sendlala siyandithatha sandibonisa ukuthi mandihame ndiyozama iplan bandilale ndidlile ndazibona sendingena underground. So apho ndingene khona ndifikele ebunzimeni apho sidibana nebunzima nandlela ongabuhlalusa ngayo, obunzima ngenye indlela ongazange wayibona ngumuntu. Phansi bahlali kunzima hlobo lokuthi all along besisebenza izinto ze-right, but since kufike i-operation le yamapolisi end up isikhipha bese kunzima ungasekho kudla, abantu bayagula, abantu bayafa ngobuninzi babo, because once wangadli awubanamandla ukusifta apho khona uye apho ufumana khona uncedo, because ukudla akukho all over underground. Ukudla kufana njengalapha ngaphezulu. Into underground kumele uyithathe njengempilo iphilaphi phezulu, ukuthi xa ufuna into etyiwayo khona uyoyithenga esuphini, ukhona ukuyithenga phiphi, ayikho kwakho endlini. So ndi-experience into ezininzi through le operation eyafika ukuthi yenze impilo yethu thina zamazamazi ibe difficult. Si-end up siluza i-families, siluza i-brothers underground ezininzi, nabanye ngwantu basiyileyo bagula ngobunzima, abanakudla ngonikhuluma nihleli kule ndawo nihleli kuyo. So if indlela ikhona makwenziwe uncedo ukuthi abantu bonke mabancedakale, bafane nami lo niphumileyo ndikhona uncedakala. I-community nayo le operation eyafika yavala ukuthi masife sibulawe indlala, sikwazi ukuthi si-end up kufika community sincede. Ngaphandle kwe-community eyaphakama ngicabanga ukuthi maybe ngesesife sebesibaninzi ngoku.
Tata, ngicela ukuthi nenisebenza kanjani ngokudla ne? Ukudla beku enough, right? Because amaphoyisa had stopped i-delivery wokudla. So abanye bayakhona kanjani ukuthi make sure that ukudla oku available buyakhona ukuthi bunisurvive until this long?
Siswami ukutya bekungena enough before this operation started. So abaye bakhona ukusurvive ngabantu abakhona ukuthenga ukutya or abakhona ukufakelwa ukutya oku-enough kwindawo behlala kuzo bakufumana. Xa uqala operation iba tough, onye ba strong ukuthi mawungaphinde kwenzeke any movement, kulapho ke kwenzeka ukuthi wonke umuntu kube nzima ukuthi unganceda umuntu omakhelwane, uncede ntontoni ngokutya onako wena as individual, ukwazi ukuthi makugade wena uyi-one ukuthi kuzode maybe kudla ude kungene or kuzongena nini, because akho nto besazi uba kudla kungena nini or kuzongena nini.
Ubone nini wena ukuthi i-situation ibe bad manje? Kufanele ukuthi uphume manje because abantu bayafa.
Ndiye ndarecognize mna after a month ukuthi ukudla kusangena kusekhona ekusenzekayo, ukuthi ngoku sekulichance ukuthi umuntu makazame by all means ukuthi makabone buphila kanjani, because some of us sisebenza i-treatment sifumana ngaphandle. Xa ufika kwe-treatment uyaphumula ne-treatment eclinic or apho uyilanda khona uphinde ubuyele futhi emsebenzini wakho nje kakuhle. So kuthe kusofika i-operation zonke izinto zastopha. That's why sinabantu abaninzi abagulayo, because abanye badle treatment abasayifumani total.
Na ngicela la ningene kanjani maningena, because manje abantu bathi abanye abakhona ukuphuma bangancedisiwe. So kungena ningene kanjani?
Indlela singene ngayo sisiwami ile ndlela nebona ngayo ya ukuthi kwehliswa intambo pha ifasa umuntu uyehlika, ifasa umuntu uyakhuphuka. Iyona ndlela singena ngayo, ayikho enye system esisebenza ngayo. Sibenza system leni ibonayo.
Uhulumende beyathi labantu labaya abakho trapped, abafuni kuphuma before. Nina nithini ngaye enkulumo enjalo? Ni trapped or anikho trapped?
We are not trapped, but after some time we noticed that we are trapped because our movement was closed because of this operation of this police. Because ukutya akusangeni, amanzi akasangeni, asakhona ukuphuma siyolanda i-treatment zethu eziclinic besibuyele phi emsebenzini, because thina sithatha lo msebenzi njengomsebenzi wethu thina, singazi ukuthi maybe le nto siyenzayo i-wrong or i-right, ngendlela ukuthi sifuna lale sidlile.
And niyeza lo msebenzi lo leyazi ukuthi lama-condition la are dangerous butwa.
Sisiwami siyenza lento ngenxa uyazi ukuthi asinayo indlela singenza ngayo, because asinosuka apha siyoqekezela umuntu, siza apha siyazi ukuthi le ndawo sizozama sihlale sidlile, lani basihambe siyomoshela wena kwakho.
Ngexesha leyo nophuma ngayo ubona abantu abangaki abafileyo, ubona abantu abangaki by critical condition, nawe uphume kanjani?
Abantu bebe-critical ngokwesimo sempilo siswami, they are a lot underground, as I mentioned it before. Abaswelekileyo, I've noticed one, that moment bendiziyolindela intambo ukuthi manikhona uphuma nami ndiye ngaphandle ebese bekurete embobini makaphume, but there's a rumors underground ukuthi there's a lot of people they died on other sides, so I don't know about how many of them.
What is your wish, my brother? You remain posted here, you keep coming back, you are worried. What are you hoping will be the outcome, especially when we're anticipating the intervention of government through mine rescue services?
Hey siswam, iwish yami na i1 justice fumane uncedo by all means kuba bonke abantu abakhona phansi bamba bakhutshwe baphume, sihlaleni phansi siboneni ukuthi singabuya siyisebenze ngeyiphi indlela lo msebenzi, because asinayo iplans soyisebenzisa wami, because nakusazi uphinde undifumane lapha uphinde undidonze kulo mgodi ndizosebenza, because anami umsebenzi ngaphandle kwalo msebenzi lo ndosebenzayo ndixhomeke kulezama zama.
You heard it for yourself. This is the only way that they can make a living for themselves, irrespective of the dangers, because there's no other opportunity to make a living for themselves and their families. Now, let's get into a better understanding about the complexities of illegal mining and what are the communities here doing in their attempts to ensure that they legitimize their operations. I'm going to ask one of the community leaders here to explain to us, why does it seem that we are not hearing the story of residents trying to appeal to the DMRE to get permits and legitimize their operations? Why is this perpetual illicitness in mining going on while the community here is not developing? Sir, your full name and your capacity.
My name is SABC, Due Diligence and Compliance Officer from Greater Stilfontein Socio-Economic Empowerment Foundation. Let me just correct the deceived story and then maybe perhaps get to why this foundation was formed. The foundation was formed in 2021. Where we are here at is our jurisdiction. It's in there in the map. The Department of Mineral Resources at the regional level, led by Comrade Pomozo, he gave us an advice. How do we get involved? Because every time we're told were involved into matters and affairs of the rock dams and the mine waste on the surface. So we went to them, we've got a transformative agenda. We're tired of being called illegal miners and illegal what. We want to chow that dam. We wanted 1, 2, 3. We applied for Section 104. Section 104 in the Mineral Petroleum Resource Development Act speaks of a community right. We've got everything with due diligence from 2021. The right was launched then. I'm giving you, there is a problem statement. We're having a solution. And that time, in the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, when you apply for such, you must have been having a financial capacity. We then must start and get into venture with Zambezi Gold. Zambezi Gold in 2021, it was saying, this is what we can do. We partnered with them. We've got a master and a mechanism plan to deal away with this thing. It's just, we just need an ear of the government. We're having, that one I want to close it out. We're having a good relationship at the regional level with the regional manager. Should we had completed by then, we would not be having this crisis. We're not saying we're condoning what is happening, and then we're condoning what is happening should happen. We're saying our government, the law that we have passed, help us to interpret it, because we have applied for it. We have even paid the monies that we can't even have now. You can't just open, and when you apply there, they will want you a rehabilitation fee, 1 to 1.2 million. Where will you get it?
What do you say about the mines that have left this area as is?
Okay, now, the mines, there is a requirement in the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. When you open a mine, there is a requirement to need to do diligence and compliance. After you have closed, you have done with your work, you must close and live with peace. Now, these ones, they will liquidate it and they left it abandoned, leaving billions of monies hanging in the Department of Mineral Resources. Now, these billions, the very same mandate of the foundation is that we're going to unlock these billions because the third party, the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, can appoint a third party to come and say, hey, these operations must go to closure. You just woke up with an erection and you say, you valam court. We'll contest it in the Constitutional Court because it's not the processes and the procedures and the mechanism to do anything. You can't just vala. You can't close. You need to follow due diligence and processes. And there it is in the law. The monies are there. We're having a foundation in place. We're being rendered useless. We're having Zambezi. We're having a master plan. How can we transform this thing? Hey, 14,000. We're just here. It is 14,655 hectares. We are just here. After here, we're going to the other shaft. After that shaft, we're going to another shaft. You get my point? So, let me just be honest with you. These are my brothers from Africa. They are in my DNA. Now, I am trying. We've got a transformative agenda that we need the department or we need your government. Come here, we've got a solution. In partnership with Zambia's Gold.
You heard it for yourself, a call to government to come down to the people. A call for synergy between all the different government departments, particularly DMRE. The community is saying they have tried their level best. They have applied for permits, but they are not getting to where they need to get to because of the situation as it is. Because money meant for rehabilitation has been kept in the coffers of government and not been unleashed to ensure that this area is rehabilitated or to ensure that it is actually being opened up to proper licit activities by the community that lives in these mining areas. This is telling of areas in South Africa that are well endowed with resources but are not seeing any development. Rather, are looking at this as a resource curse. From us here, Stilfontein, back to you in studio.
Thank you so much for that interview, the exclusive interview. That is SABC News reporter Sentleeng Lehihi. They're giving us two versions of what is currently going on there. And as we heard in her exclusive with the illegal miner there who narrated his story as to what actually led him underground, he says poverty is the principal reason that drove him underground. He says since the operation began, he has seen many of his peers actually fall sick and die underground. Therefore, they are appealing for police to allow for those food and water, to actually go underground so that they can resurface. He also added that he was forced to surface after a month of realizing that food and water supplies had actually stopped. And then miners, as you heard from Sentleeng's final interview there, are saying that they feel like they are not being heard by the relevant authorities when they seek to legitimize their operations.